the pandemic hit our whole country, these factors are just nothing. It does not matter. I also feel like it's important for them to know the scientific purpose behind.
Hi everybody, this is Hasini here. I hope you're doing well and safe. And if you're new here, this is the first tip YouTube channel where it basically aims to motivate and inspire a lot of children. I basically interview young achievers here, and this video is supported by CIT Chennai Institute of Technologies, number 2 college in Tamil Nadu, Chennai. And so, as our guest for today, we have Gauri. She is an activist founder at the YWB, an association for youth well-being. She's also a public speaker, a writer, a singer, and YouTuber. She also runs a band called POS, where basically it aims to collect money possibly as they could by performing and to donate them. She runs an amazing cause. Also, she's a writer for my blog, The First Step. So again, please do check it out. If the link would be there in the description if you want to. But now, moving on, the exciting part, welcoming her. Let's all welcome her together, shall we? Hi Gauri, how are you? I hope you're doing good.
Hey Hasini, thank you so much for having me. Hope I'm doing great. I hope you're doing good. Yeah.
So you are the director of YWB. So tell us about YWB. What does it aim to do, and what kind of role do you play in YWB?
So YWB is also known as the Association for Youth Wellbeing. We are a youth-run non-profit organization in India that work towards promoting all the aspects of well-being among young people at a global level and at a local level. And we're also the first under 18 youth-run non-profit organization in India that worked for this aim of promoting all the aspects of well-being and youth.
That is a great initiative, and I really appreciate you. As you know, being young again, you have understood and start supporting people, which is pretty much amazing. So you stand out to be a role model now. So I appreciate you for that. And the same way, what made you start this association, and is there any story behind it? As if you've been following the first step for a long time, this is one thing which I ask in common for everybody, because there definitely would be a story for the children to start. So if you do have one, if so, what is that?
I think the story behind YWB was pretty common. I think every young person has a situation, but not a lot of them would have taken a step towards doing something about it. So when the pandemic hit our whole country and the world, I was into reading a lot of articles and research papers. That's when I came across this one research paper which was about intellectual well-being. And just so you know, intellectual well-being is an aspect of being, 1 to 7 or 8 aspects of well-being. And I was like, what is intellectual well-being? And gradually I found out that it's an aspect of well-being. Then I found out that there are so many other aspects of it that people don't know about. And these aspects need to be equally handled and equally developed in young people for them to lead a healthier and happier life. Usually most commonly we hear only about physical well-being or emotional well-being, but there's also spiritual well-being, occupational well-being. There are just so many aspects that people didn't know about, and I was like, I think somebody is doing something about this. And then I started searching for organizations because I wanted to help them in achieving that goal. That's when I found out that there is no organization that works for this. Even if there is, it's not a youth-run organization, and young people are not aware of this at all. That's when I said, okay, so I'm going to do something. I'm going to start my own organization, and it's going to be completely youth-run. So that's how YWB was born.
It's amazing. I mean, having an idea pop out all of a sudden, doing, of course, you cannot start an association without any research or survey being done. I mean, especially when it comes
Right.
to this kind of situations, being a child, you doing it is amazing. So now one question just pops out on my mind. So what would you tell? I mean, what would you say to children who are passionate about writing, as like you are, and who would want to start an association all by their own, without any expectations?
Yeah, so if you are someone who's just searching or who searching for a good cause and you want to help the society, then I'd say just go for it. There will be people who are just going to tell you to, don't do it because you're a kid, or maybe you won't be able to contribute time. But that is a fact that if you won't be able to give your time and manage your work life and your childhood life, your school life, and it's important to not burn yourself out, but at the same time you should just do it if you think you can do it. Initially you can start by asking your friends to help out, or if someone in your neighborhood would like to join you with your initiative, and then you can start off small. And I always, as you said, Hasini, like I always suggest you read and study about the topic that you're going to do. So for me it was well-being, so I read a lot of research articles, a lot of research papers, and then I also read a lot of art books about well-being, so that will always help you. So yeah, so I would tell you to do your own research before starting.
Of course, and as like she said, just go for it. There is no right time to start, as it said, and
Exactly.
you just want to find the right motivation before you want to
Uh-huh.
start, and be confident. If not, please don't. That's
Yeah.
something which I wanted to say. But yeah, now moving on to the next question which I have for you. What is your learning so far from this, or from the journey till from 2020, which has been, because you two started off with the pandemic as like I did. So
Uh-huh.
what is your learning from the past year?
I think for me, the biggest learning has been the amplification of my leadership experience, because leading this whole team of people, it was something that I just did at a school level, but now it's at a global level. And also reaching out to people and communicating with like-minded people, like how I found you, and now I'm talking to you, and it's so great that I get to meet people who have similar interests. And this has just taught me that age and gender and all these factors are just nothing. It does not matter. And yeah, I think these are some of the key takeaways of my experience so far.
Definitely. I mean, if you are completely out of nowhere being a child, see, first everybody, I believe you as well, every child, I mean young achievers, the term which I basically use, they would start out with no expectations, especially during the pandemic. They wouldn't know that there
Exactly.
are many other children who are in the same field supporting many other kids. But when once you start getting into the field, once you get to know about them, let me tell you, it is just more fun than what we do come across in our childhood. Because here,
Absolutely.
yeah, because here we get to interact with a lot of people, even though it's online. It'd be better if it's offline, but online has given us a great platform. Let's just be thankful for that. But
Exactly.
it's fun.
Yes,
I don't
it just
have.
becomes more fun, and it's like you're working for a social cause, you're helping people, and you're meeting people with similar interests, so it just becomes more fun and enjoyable for you as well.
Hmm. It is a vast topic, as it
Yeah.
said. And yeah, moving on. You also own a band called Pause Perform. So tell us about your band.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so pause stands for perform for a cause. So we're just a band of young musicians who perform at public venues. It could be concerts, it could be these carnivals, or even cafes. And then these are just free concerts that we perform, and then people donate how much ever they feel like donating. We've also had online concerts, so we have like fundraising pages. So, as the name suggests, perform for a cause, whatever are the funds that we collect from our performances, all these funds are donated to a good cause. So, for example, the first one, we donated it to the Deepa Academy for the differently abled. It's a school for children, and especially for girl children in the rural parts of India where they can't afford education and they're visually differently abled. So we wanted to help them, and we gave away all the donations to that organization. The second time we gave it away to this organization which was helping the people who were affected due to the pandemic, and that was an online concert. So yeah, we have guitarists, we have beatboxers. I am a singer at the band, and I also founded the band. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Salutes to you and your team, because this is a great initiative again. See, even an adult, that is, I'm talking like someone who's finished their graduations, who's working. I don't think they would. Definitely, many people who could have, but being a child, it is surprising to hear from you that you and quite your friends have donated some money, doing something that is
Yeah.
doing something
Also,
which in sense
I just think, yeah, I think if you have like, for example, your passion is as according to me, it's like speaking, journalism, writing, reading, and you're putting that into a good cause through your organization and your initiative. And I did that through Pause because music was my interest. So I would just like to tell all of you out there that if you're interested in any form of art or any hobbies that you have, try to make good use of it and utilize your talents. That would
Exactly.
definitely be a good thing.
True. My question for you would be, so as you said, your other way of interest is music. Music might or might not be, relaxation, something which can pull people apart from any stress. For me, it personally is. So, from when, you've been learning music, since which age, and how do you
Yeah,
think
so
music could help children or people relieving their stress?
that's a really nice question. That's a great question.
Thank
So
you.
I think I started music. My grandmother and my paternal grandmother and my dad, they both are musicians. They both are singers. So I started learning music at a very small age of 3 years, and ever since I haven't stopped. And I'm professionally trained in Hindustani classical music. But eventually, my grandmother also teaches Carnatic music, so I'm also familiar with that. And then I also started learning Western music. And then gradually, I think it was just music competitions and concerts as a kid. But as I started growing up, I felt, as you said, music always helps us to relieve stress, and it always has a positive vibe. Even if it's a sad song, it's relatable, so it's positive. So yeah, so that's when I felt like music really helps to also spread a good message. So I started using music as a way of advocacy for mental health, also a way of advocacy for gender equality rights. And yeah.
That's amazing. I do have another question for you. Tell us about your volunteering service.
Right. So
Yeah.
I think in terms of volunteering, I'd like to consider it as working in the social sector in my case. So very recently, I've been involved with the United Nations Generation Equality Forum. So for those of you who aren't familiar with that, it's the Generation Equality Forum is being held this year in 2021. In Mexico it was held, and now it's being held in Paris by the end of June. So the Generation Equality Forum works to give equal rights to different genders, and there's no discrimination, and we present to the world leaders of through the Paris and the Mexico Forum. So I have worked in these sectors in the recent past few weeks by attending the Young Feminist Unconference. I was a part of the decision making and policy making process in terms of global health, also in terms of bodily autonomy and SRHR, and reproductive rights for women and young girls. And then after that, I've also volunteered to speak as a public speaker for side events of the GEF, of the Generation Equality Forum. And I also spoke as a young adolescent panelist in United Nations Women's Young Feminist Dialogue, which was also to promote the Generation Equality
Hmm.
Forum. So that's
That's
definitely
amazing,
what I
and
consider as.
this is Gauri's next step, I believe. I
Uh-huh.
wish you keep moving on and do achieve what you expected for to make a
Thank
change.
you.
And coming to making a change, what is the one thing you'd want to change in this society? That is, I mean, you are supporting a lot of people, but changing people's mindset is definitely a task. So when it comes to this criteria or this scenario, what is the one thing you want to change in this society, which is being followed over like the past years?
Right. So as you said, like the mindset of people, it is one thing that there's something that everybody can agree on. It is to agree to disagree. That means these societal norms that exist between us, these cultural societal norms, some of them are really meaningful and go deep within our culture, which I really respect. But there are a few pointless norms that people just spread rumors about, and most of them are also about the healthcare system. For example, it's also about the COVID 19 vaccine. Some people are for it, some people are against it. And I wouldn't want to take sides in this situation, but I also feel like it's important for them to know the scientific purpose behind whatever the healthcare system wants us to know. So I think that's something that I definitely want to change norms and these societal norms in terms of healthcare.
And yeah, I believe you can do that as well, because being a child, you did you are doing a lot of beneficial stuff for people. So if it is possible for you to do it, like you can lead a team of people again, to make a change in the society, as well as a lot of people do follow you making a change in the society. So I hope that happens, and still I would want to meet you again when that is going to happen, and I guess it is gonna happen
Absolutely.
soon. And yeah,
Yeah.
moving on, let's now come back to the fun part. So, general questions which I do have. What are your hobbies? I mean, apart from music, um, of course, you do have online classes, I believe.
Yeah, we do have
Yeah.
online classes. So I
Uh,
think a
mhm.
few of my hobbies, I just said music. Apart from music, I would say I was involved in art for a long time, so definitely art. And also, I really, really, really enjoy writing, but it's all usually at a personal level.
Talking about, yeah, please move on.
Uh-huh.
I'll come in. Talking about
Yeah,
writing, guys, Gauri is a writer for my first blog page. So please do, if you want to check out my blog, the link would be in the description. Please
yeah,
do
you should
support
totally
me in
check it
that.
out. It's a
Yeah,
wonderful
please.
blog page.
Thank you. So yeah, please do check that out. You can also interact with me in my blog. Yeah, please do support me in that initiative as well as you are supporting. Yeah, we can move on right now. I'm sorry. I want to
That's
promote my
fine.
blog in my own channel.
I think everybody should read your blog though. It is really inspiring to read about so many awesome
Mhm.
people. So
Right.
yeah, coming back. So I think poetry, and as I said before, like singing is my main hobby. But besides from that, I also enjoy songwriting. So if I have any poetry, I try to give it a tune, play it with my ukulele, and make a
Mhm.
song out of it. And
Cool.
besides from that, I think baking was one of
Oh,
the things I like
good.
doing. And public speaking for sure. I love attending conferences, open
Mm.
mics, decision making.
Public
Yeah.
speaking, even though it is a little, complicated, only when you're going to speak. But the process which goes behind public speaking, that is being coached, being trained to do a talk, it is very much fun. Not only you tend to learn how to speak, but you also tend to learn how to attract people, how to grab attention from people, and
Yeah.
how
You
to
know how
deep
to
down.
compel people and
Right.
get to listen to you, and yeah, all of that.
Exactly. That is a vast topic again, where you can learn a lot of life lessons as well. Because I did fail in public. No, I wouldn't say I failed, but it was also a source of learning. Yeah, it eventually starts growing. So
Yeah, I think you're amazing at speaking though, because
thank you.
your journalism, your journalism spirit is just in the air. It's amazing.
Thank you so much. And yeah, last question which I have for you. What are your future plans? Is there anything which you would want to tell to people? Being it, we're gonna sign off after this question. So yeah, what do you?
I think my message to everybody, whoever is watching this, would be that your well-being is extremely important. So whatever it takes for you to maintain it, for some people it could be music. For me, it's definitely music. It could also be reading for you. It could be just binge watching. So if you have time between school, I would recommend you could do something that you love. Just do what you love, and then it will automatically lead you to developing your well-being. So that would be my message for you. And yeah, just take care of yourself.
Definitely, what she said is definitely true. First, but before that, for you to find what your passion is. If you do, then stick with it because it's gonna
Exactly, you
change.
have to stick with what you love.
And just don't choose anything which you're not even related to, or something which you're not even put into. Then again, there are chances if you can succeed, but it depends on you.
Right.
You'll have to put a lot of hard work into it. You'll have to you'll have to learn a lot, and you'll be in a society where you're not even used to being in. So it's better
Yes,
if you
so
do
when you're just out in the world, when you're just put out in the world like that, I'd suggest don't do something for fame, or don't do something just to become popular, or don't be the want to be person. You should always have aspirations to do big things, but also to help people at the same time.
Exactly. Everything should have a meaning, and something which could benefit a lot of people. That is one thing important. And with this good note, we are signing off for today. I hope everybody is doing well and safe. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you did like this video. And please do comment down below if you would want to interact with me, and follow my blog page, please. We'll link it in the description down below. And do turn on your post notifications because you don't have to miss amazing and inspirational stories from many more other young achievers. And guys, I am also doing a lot of live events lately. Support me with that as well. And yeah, finally I'm done saying everything which I wanted to. So signing off, this is Gauri here and Hasini Lakshmanarayanan. I'll see you next week. Ta-da!
If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the first step. And also remember to switch on the post notifications.